What's happening, homie? Welcome back to another Criterium race analysis. Today we are all the way out in Virginia. Decided on a whim to, drive out and race a couple days. I had some vacation days to burn, so the day before this crit, I raced the Tidewater Road Race. And obviously here today at the Todd Stadium Crit. Let me tell you something. The Tidewater Road Race was a crash fest in all the categories, not just the 3-4 category. I mean, in the 3-4 category, someone went over the bars in the gravel section that was like the neutral start, like within the first 2 miles, and it didn't stop there. I ended up getting caught up in a crash, just barely got my rear wheel taken out from me, so tried to chase back on, had a good day, but is what it is. That's road racing, no free laps, but today here we are at the Todd Stadium Crit, and I think primarily what I'd like to talk about here is just how hard the first race back of a crit is, right? It's like the tactics, the power, the surging, I really just wasn't ready. And that's okay. This is still a super early crit in my training and in most people's training, right? It hasn't really developed to be no one wants to be a spring hero. Primarily today, my plan was to sit in and just kind of relax, and that worked pretty well. With how simple in nature the course is, there's only one 90-degree corner. It's the last one. There wasn't really a need to be anywhere other than the back. There were some collegiate teams racing with the 3-4 field here, and they were willing to chase down anyone who got off. Someone got off for a break, maybe a lap and a half, and at most they had 5 seconds. So it was never in danger of not coming back into a field sprint, right? No one's getting away on this course. It's too simple. The back pavement is a little bit rough. And that's kind of why I skipped ahead here. You'll see, we're about 18 miles into the race. There's only about 3 miles left, maybe 5 laps, right? And so, watt bomb out of that corner every time. And for the life of me, I can't get that corner down. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was just the first crit jitters. Something about it really just kind of threw me for a loop. You'll see here, I'm trying to move up a little bit. I do know that I still need to be top 5-ish, top 10-ish wheels on a course like this, especially with how short the laps are. The lap is literally a little less than half a mile, I think. We were doing the lap in about 1 minute, 10 seconds. So if you waited to the last lap, it was too late, right? So I'm thinking I'm going to try to go with like a lap and a half bomb, right? We're coming into, I think, 3 laps to go on this next lap, and it's starting to get fast, starting to get a little hard, but there's not enough team control, even with the collegiate teams that are here. You'll see we spiked it up to like 28 miles an hour, and then we're coming back down maybe 25, 26. And we really only averaged 24, 25, so it wasn't like brutally hard. So I knew that if I wanted to get away, I'd have to have a really, really hard snap in the last couple of laps. And the issue is I find myself too far back to be able to actually employ that strategy. And I'm not too worried about it, especially with the first crit of the season. You'll see, again, another 900 watt bomb. And so we're really kind of getting antsy. Everyone's kind of, trying to feel it out. Who's going to go win? Speed's picking up, but the teams can't hold this pace for 2 or 3 laps. It's just not going to happen. And so I'm trying to figure it out. It's a matter of keeping it up, keeping it safe. I do have that in the back of my mind, keeping it safe. I do got a long drive home, so I don't want to crash here, And, sometimes you got to be willing to risk more than someone else to win, and unfortunately I didn't risk enough. But you'll see here, it fans out, it gets wide, 23 miles an hour. It's not that fast. There's a cross-headish wind here, so, it's not easy to move up, but it's not hard either. You'll see my heart rate's only sitting at around 180, which is about around threshold. So I'm not entirely rested, but I'm not hurting too bad either. So we're coming into the last corner until 1 to go, and I know that I'm going to have to punch it immediately out of that corner if I want to get a gap, because it's the only place where maybe someone's not going to expect it. And unfortunately, the guy in front of me, he just takes the corner really not great, and he clips a pedal, and it just unnerves me for those 1 or 2 seconds that are absolutely critical. And you can see, I have a 900 watt, almost 1,000 watts right there, and I'm still not even maxed out. And it's just, I don't have enough time to launch that attack anymore. And I get a little unnerved, and I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe I'll try it with half a lap to go. So, I'm like, okay. And then I see that guy dive bomb that corner, and it unnerves me a little bit again. And I'm just like, okay, maybe I'll just sit in for the sprint. I need to move up, right? And so I attempt to do that on the last lap. So, there goes my plan of attacking late. And I'm like, okay, well, I got to move up now, or it's over, right? And so I see that there's an opening and there's some guys flying up the right, and so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take that, and then I get pinched, and there's a guy behind me whose bars are in my hips, I don't want to crash anyone out. I don't, it's an early season race. I don't want to get crashed out. So I decide, okay, I'm not going to, there's no time anymore, right? There's no point in being the guy who dive bombs the last corner to make up 2 spots, right? It's an early season race. It happens. Coming to this corner, maybe 10th. I think I end up finished 7th at this race. Nothing too crazy, nothing too amazing. Still pop off 1,000 watts without any motivation, really. The heart rate barely gets above threshold, max at 204. So, another race this weekend coming up is what it is. If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, leave a comment. Tell me what you want to see. Again, thank you for watching. Until next time, take it easy.